time's 5:30.
I've got 7 miles to get through today, 11.3 kilometres. Everything's synced up, my GPS, my heart rate strap, my foot pod. Nothing left to it but to do it. Approaching the 6 kilometre in my run. Today, I'm doing a split shift. Split shifts where you get in work, you do a bit, you go home for a bit, you come back and you do a second part. Mine starts around just before 8. I think I go home about 11ish, and I'm back in around about 2 till 6:30. Even running at 5:30 in the morning, you still beat a lot of the world up. I'm running down Crossacres Road now, not a soul in sight. When you get round near the airport though, it's busy. Whether I'm running at 2 AM, 3 AM, all the way whatever, that place is always busy. Going back to the split shifts, I'm not really keen on them. They only pop up 3 times a month, and it's usually in the same week. So this week I've done 2. Yesterday I did like a normal 9 to 5 shift, and then I got a split shift today. Glad that one's done. That ran a little bit longer than it usually does. I'd say it was a nice moderate effort. 4:29 kilometre pace, 11.3k, and I've got to be in work now in an hour and a half. I'm not going to get any parking at the depot. All the back wall's going to be took up, which means I'm going to be on one of them problematic bays that you have to park down the middle of. See, I could have done my run in between my split today, because I've got about 3.5 hours, but I'd rather get up and do it early. It's done for the day, and sat in that position all day just stiffens you up a little bit, so I'd rather do it from getting up. At least I've been laid down then. Now I'll head to the depot and see if I've actually got any parking left. I'm parked up, but I'm not happy about it. I've had to park right around the back of the depot. I forgot my shades, which means I've got to wear these ones today. I'm gonna look like a right donut. I've still got about 40 minutes before I've got to sign on for my duty, so I can get in here now, have a coffee, chill out, do a bit of editing, and I've got an easy way to get out. Here's my bus, WDS 353, board 106. I don't even have to check it because it's already been checked, which is great. East Didsbury, get the 50 service done, sign on to everything, and then get back. Go to Parswood now, dead. Set off there around about 8:20, and then start the trip to Salford Quays, wearing these daft silly shades what I've got. Just got to East Didsbury. I've got to set off in about 10 minutes. There's one message on the ticket machine saying there's a broken down Go North West bus blocking the bus lane in Chapel Street going inbound, so don't get too close to it. Other than that, it's pretty quiet out there because all the schools are off, which means no one's in college, no one's in uni. It's pretty light, and these services like the 50 service, they're very student heavy. You know what, I was in Media City yesterday and someone come and knocked on the bus and actually recognised me from one of my videos. It's mad. That's not happened before. There was a little lad actually that got on with his mum that watches my videos as well, called Lucian, and he got on and he travelled all the way to Media City on the 50 service. It was nice to see that it was nice, do you know what I mean, for someone else. If you see me and you recognise me, say hello. Let's go and get on the stand. There's nobody there right now. So look at how tight that is there, that bus. Put the old lights on, parked up, and let's see what we've got. There's nobody there, we've picked nobody up. Now we're on the road to Media City. Coming up to Salford Precinct now. Salford Shopping Centre, Salford Precinct. Early again by 2 minutes. I've been early at every timing point today. Every timing point. Not early by too much, but I love days like this. You don't get them often, trust me. When you're just cruising round and there's nobody to pick up and you just... it's great. Anyway, set back off now. The next timing point is the last one, which is Media City. Coming up to this corner here as we turn onto Liverpool Street, you've got to literally stop and just give a little bit of room here, because I know that a bus could turn around that corner, and that car there in front, he's gone over the line. So unless the bus takes it wide, he'll struggle and he'll have to reverse back. You also get big wagons turning from that direction as well, rarely though. He's looking for me to give him some room there. And there we go, we've got it. Teamwork, make the dream work. But I'll have to do that turning on the way back. So, you know, hopefully someone's left me a little bit of room. But if I can, I always take that corner a little bit extra wide. Because I know what it's like, people just race to the line, stop for the red light, and they usually go over the line by like half a car length, which makes it even worse then. Arriving at Media City now. This is literally the best place we've got in the depot, like just look at this place. Got 20 minutes layover time here, and I couldn't get layover time in a better place than this. Gonna relax here for a bit. I've got one more trip out now to do to Parswood, East Didsbury, and then I can get back home and get some breakfast / dinner because I've had nothing to eat this morning before me run, nothing to eat this morning after me run. All I've had basically is just coffee and some Pepsi Max. Yeah man, I love it. One more trip out and then I've got a 3 and a bit hour break. Our driver has literally just set off about 3 minutes before me, 4 minutes before me, so I cannot imagine there will be anyone to pick up on this. There's been nobody at the first 2 bus stops, which usually there is some people, but here's that tight turning coming up. Got a past coming back in. And there's a car there. There's a few cars there. But we get round. Oh yes, nice and easy. Ah, I love it. Just leaving Salford Precinct now. Some guys just tried to get on the bus then, and he says, "Oh driver, could you do me a favour?" And I knew what was coming. I said, "What is it, mate?" And he said, "I just need to get to." So I had to stop him. I said, "Look, I can't let you on for free." He's like, "Well, I've got these for you if you want." What is it? Like a box of roses or something, tub of roses. I said, "I can't accept that." I said, "I can't." I said, "Unless you've got the fare, you can't get on for free." He said, "Oh, I've got £1." I said, "No." I said, "That doesn't work." He said, "Well, what's the fare anyway?" I said, £2. And he went, "Well, all I need to do is," and then I hate getting involved in these back and forths with people because it's like, I just need to go here. Like, I cannot let you on for free. I don't think you understand me, and I won't budge me. But we have revenue inspectors that get on, and they've got on a few times and they ask for an inspector's ticket and they see exactly how many tickets have been issued by me, and they also go around the bus and they see who's got a ticket. And what do you think someone's going to do if I let them on for nothing? They're just going to go, "Well, they let me on for nothing," and then they report it back to the depot then, because they're there to check everyone's got tickets, and if you've not got a ticket they'll issue a fine. And it's just not worth them either. I know some people will just say sit down, but I'm not getting reported by any of them revenue inspectors back to the depot for letting people on for nothing. Do you know what I mean? And you shouldn't really be put in that situation, having to do this back and forth thing with people, but people will try to look, and if they get let off with it and they go, "Yeah, go on," then they'll do it to other more drivers because they know that they can do it. Yeah, it ain't happening, sorry. I mean, what do you want for £2? It'll take you the full length of Manchester from Salford all the way back to Didsbury. It's the cheapest chips really. And then when they say, "Oh, it's just around the corner," I'm like, just walk then, because you're just preaching to the choir here with me. I literally got up at half 5 this morning and ran 7 miles. Whoa. Where are you going, bro? That's even on the road. A lot of people have asked me about the training, you know, and how the training works with passing your PCV. When I was doing it at Hyde Road, the first week we spent in the classroom basically learning the theory, and then at the end of that week you do your theory test and your hazard perception. The second week you're out on the bus doing your depot tours, learning the cornering, doing your walk round checks, things like that. In that second week where you start driving the bus, you don't really do much. You're just learning the cornering and things like that, and then the third week and the fourth weeks where you really do your driving, you get your driving instructor and you get split up into groups. There was me, Mark and Omar. There was 3 of us, and our driving instructor was Rob from Stagecoach, and he is mint. He took us all around the hills and everything. Rob took us up the hills on the Pennines and all that, and his motto was, if you can learn to drive on these roads, you can learn to drive on any road. And he was right. He had like some sayings like slow bus, fast hands when you turn in corners, things that made sense. He had ways. And anyway, I think at the end of my 4th week in total, so 3rd week driving, I was put in for my test and I passed my test. And then you go to the depot of your choice, and then when you get to your depot, you do your route learning, and then you go out with a mentor for 2 weeks. You do 2 weeks. I did 2 weeks route learning, or a week and a bit, and then I was out with a mentor for 2 weeks where someone shadows you and just shows you the basic ins and outs of the job and how it works. Right, that's the last bus stop served, and now get out of here, go back to the depot. Great stuff. Right, let's park this thing up on one of the meal break bays and get the flock out of here. So leave these rooms to get out. See, sometimes the buses go down this side here where you're not getting out if you park there. I'd never park down there unless I was told to, but anyway. Done. Log off the ticket machine and get out of here. There's a morning done on the bus. Now just hope nobody sandwiched me in round there where I've parked. That was a good little bit of a shift, that. Back home now, chill out in the garden and catch some sun before I've got to be back at work. There's nothing better than getting up and getting some training done in the morning. It falls on deaf ears if you're not into it and you're not bothered about it, because people that will watch the video that don't do any training, just I was the same when I didn't do training or before I was having a break from training. You know, God himself would have to come out the sky to motivate me, because there was just nothing motivating me when I was unmotivated. You've got to motivate yourself. But once you get into the swing of things and you start losing a bit of weight and you get past the first few weeks and you think, I can see a bit of progress here, and then you just carry on and you just keep chipping away. Before you know it, you know, you stacked up a load of good days, then you stacked up a load of good weeks, then you look back and you've got a few months behind you and you've got a bit of momentum now, and then you just keep going and keep chipping away, and then you start seeing good results. Not only can you run without stopping, you can run certain distances in certain times and feel good about it and think, wow, and then you'll crack on again and you do it again, and then you're like I've just beat the time that I've just set a few weeks ago. Suppose split shifts aren't that bad then. Catching some rays in the sun, chilling. Love you! Getting dropped off for the second part of my shift, and I've had to do an outfit change because wearing black when it's really hot is just not a good combo. I have my running board 139. I suggest I will fit through that. Yes, I will. I'm having this bus on the back of 5 Bay, get it set up and get to Civic Centre. Let's get going. I'm not waiting for this guy here, I've got to go around him. Unless he's leaving right now, because I have got to leave right now. I'm going to reverse it up and go around. Let's go. Ooh, these are tight, these. I used to have palpitations about doing this when I first started, getting buses out of the bus lane like this. And now, I is not bothered. Let's leave the depot and get to Civic Centre. When you're driving a bus, you're higher up than everyone else, so all them cars are down below you. And when you see people, when they see the lights change and people don't move, you can look through it, you see them on the phone, and then you have to give them a bib, and then they're off. Otherwise, they take ages to set off, and then by the time they've set off, the lights have changed back to red again on you. Just because they were on the phone. Not them in front, but just in particular. Cars in general, some of the cars what you see, when they dawdle at the lights. It's usually because, a lot of the times, in my lived experience of seeing it, people on the phones. Let's get on the stand and do this. 101 to Piccadilly. someone just got on the bus then and they asked me a question like, do you go to this road? I can't remember what it was. Let's just say Denison Road or something. And I was like, I have no idea. And then they're showing me the map on the phone, and it said like 101. I said, oh, if the 101 says 101, the 101 will go there, but keep an eye on your maps. Sometimes people can look at you confused as if to say, what do you mean you don't know if it's going to that road? And it's hard to explain. Every single bus stop has a road name on it that it's adjacent to. So I've just gone down Greenbrow Road then, and on Greenbrow Road there's tons of bus stops, and each one of them has got a different name. The Red Rose, Newhall Green Post Office, Rodborough Road, Newhall Road. They all have different names on each different, bus stop. And you've seen how many bus stops there are on a route and how ridiculously close they can be together. There's that many. Like, to memorise every single road name on every single bus stop is just, I mean, you might get some drivers that do it, but a lot of us, literally, we have no idea. We're going down one road, and that road is the same road we stay on, yet the bus stops all have different road names on them. So sometimes you're asking to individualise a particular bus stop, and it's like, I have no idea. If it says 101 on the thing, or 103 or whatever, pick your service, it will most likely go there. And what I would advise you to do is just open your maps on your phone and just check where the bus is going and when it's close to that bus stop. I mean, now we have announcements on the bus where it actually says, the next stop will be this, the next stop will be that. No joke, I just picked up about 30 people at Wivenshaw Hospital. It was like Loretto College, but for old people. I could not believe it. I actually got there 2 minutes early to the bus stop and left there a minute late. Oh, will I get through? We're good to go, back on the road. Alexandra Park there, 5k PB, well almost a 5k PB last month, 18:05. My personal best is 18:04. Still, may as well be. That's a second. Approaching Alexandra Park timing point on time. Good day. Just what we needed. Nice bit of layover time to just stretch off now. Right, let's get this show on the road. I'm the 103 now, going to the airport, and I have to remember that because I've just come in as a 101. The last thing I want to do is balls this up. Leaving Piccadilly Gardens as the 103 to the airport. Getting out of Piccadilly can just be a process sometimes in itself. But once you're out of Piccadilly and you get on the Parkway, or you're out of Piccadilly and you get on Oxford Road, or wherever it is you're going, you get past the College of Music and you get back on your actual route, a lot better. Okay, nice left there. Let me tell you something that's horrible, right? When someone hands you a handful of warm money. I'm not one of these people that wants a cashless society, not a chance, but I wish I didn't have to deal in it. Warm, sweaty money. Got to Alexandra Park, my first timing point, and I'm up 2 minutes early. Mad. That just felt like it dragged like a slug's nutsack. Now here I am here, early. I never get here early. I always get here late, in a big deficit. Well, let's get out of here and get back on the route. Going down Peel Road now, doing the 103. This is the exact road I was running up this morning, around about 6 o'clock-ish, because I was 6 kilometres into my run round about here. Now I'm coming down it as the 103. I'm going to pick this up now when I finish at Leastone Road, because I've got 1 minute before I depart here. Get out of here now and get to Wivenshaw Interchange, and then from there it is straight to Sharston Leastone Road. Done. Then I'm going home. looks like I'll get the bus to the next driver nice and early, so the changeover can be quick and he can get sorted before he has to set off. And I am done. Hopefully someone will be here waiting for me. Yeah, they're waiting in a car as well, which means I can drive back to the depot in that van. You're nice and early. Well, 2 minutes. Nice one. Cheers, appreciate it. Yeah man, have a good one. We don't usually bring cars up here, but I'm not gonna turn one down.